Oh my goodness. You can
Yes.
attract what you desire. We all can and we all do. Everything we do, again, as we're talking about, some of it will sound like it's a little redundant and it's meant to be on purpose. Here's why. Anytime you do a great show or a great outline or a great presentation with a group or not a group, the three principles: you share what you're going to share with them, you share it, and then you recap what you shared, because sometimes it takes 3 or more times for the message to hit your heart and gut brain just right so that your subconscious mind will allow it to stick.
Oh, you'll remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
just
make
to simply remember it.
You're making
Yeah.
it familiar. It's familiar for a lot of people to talk about dates they don't like. It's less familiar for people to talk about the dates that they did like.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
more familiar to talk about things you don't like at work. It's more unfamiliar, meaning not of your conscious familiarity, to talk about the things that are working. And the more you learn to talk about the things that are working and that do feel good, then you've amplified the desire. You're more of a pure creator.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. How many times have you gone into a situation and people talk about someone and immediately they go to the negative? They believe the worst.
Yep.
Instead of believing the best, they believe the worst. Why can't it be the other way around? Believe the best of that person.
The other thing with that, if you're innocently, in a non-judgmental way, a autopilot thinking sleeple person, meaning a person who's asleep and not remembering that they're consciously,
Or sheep people.
yeah, that's right. Syphilis. See the previous show. It's there are people who are innocently unconscious
Yeah.
who will listen to that person talking smack about their coworkers. And if you're not careful, you will believe what that person told you about that person. And then your expectation of this person you don't even know is based on somebody else's filter and belief system about
Conjecture.
them. And that's familiar. What we're wanting you to do is make it unfamiliar, meaning undo the familiar. You know why I like the word familiar? What's the last 4 letters? LIAR. And familiar.
I was thinking,
My baloney has a first name. It's LIAAR. My Oreo has a second name. It's OREOS.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's good. What you want to do is step out of the familiar, unfamiliar,
Yes.
UN, family liar.
Yeah.
There's all of these lies that we're told about what we think is true.
Yeah.
All mechanics will rip you off. That's a familiar statement if you take the last 4 letters out of it, which is a lie, because if you raise your vibration and then create what you want, attract what your heart's desire is, what your gut's desire is, what your intellectual and intuitive intellect desires, you set on a new energetic platform that vibrates all of everybody else's little stagnant, sleeple belief systems.
Yeah.
And then you will be on the mountaintop. Let me tell you what they just showed me when I said that.
You tell me.
What?
You tell me, Eddie.
It sounded like you said, you shit.
You tell me, Eddie.
Did you know that every time someone starts to speak or share something unfamiliar to the masses, the masses turn on them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And they do it out of habit, and they do it because it's not familiar with what they've already been taught to think.
It's also fear.
Fear of change.
Fear, of course.
Or fear that person, let's say a conspiracy theorist, is telling the truth about something. They're like, no, 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 no.
Or fear that they've made a mistake by believing something, committing themselves to a belief system that is not real.
And their entire life could have been based on that belief system.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty with doing what we're doing, because we're about having fun with it. In case you can't tell, we all serious and shit up here on this show.
Okay.
We don't play. We don't have fun. We ain't wearing girdles.
Spanx.
G-strings?
Spanx.
G-spanks? I'm wearing a sports bra. Listen, my shirt flew up so fast earlier, I almost dated myself.